I'm always keen to show the cars I get to drive to my friends and family. It gives me an opportunity to analyze the impact these cars have on non-petrol heads. My wife thinks this car is too big, but then we don't have any kids and our dog only weighs 15 kilograms. The guys at the gate, the boom, at the complex where we live, they recognize the badge. They don't know the car. They don't recognize the car. But the one dude thinks it's a spaceship. It's fantastic. A friend of mine who has an SUV and does enjoy some off-road driving, and I drove into his driveway the other day. He was like, whoa, how much is it? Where can I get one? It's fantastic. So there's no doubt that the new Mitsubishi Pajero Sport makes a visual impact. It is a really handsome-looking car. Where it really excels, however, is in this environment where we've come today, the 11 Hout Kloof 4x4 track in British-Trim, and thanks to them for allowing us to use their facility. It really is wonderful here. We're not going to be putting this car through its paces. We're not testing it to its limits, not even vaguely. I can promise you that. This car is a very, very serious off-road car. Of course, Pajeros are built for competition. Pajeros were built for competition and won some serious competition, so that DNA remains in this car. Some very clever electronic trickery with the 4x4 system, a wonderful diesel engine, fantastic gearbox, makes this thing a seriously competent 4x4 car. But we're going to be talking about that stuff a little bit later. Right now, let's take it for a drive, enjoy the ride, and have a look at the car. Let's talk about the Pajero on-road. On-road, once again, I think this is a better car than the other cars in its category. Let's compare it just to the Toyota Fortuner. I think it's very comfortable on-road. The 2.4 litre diesel engine in this car, very, very smooth. And comparable power-wise to the 2.8 litre engine you get in the Fortuner. So very, very similar power output, kilowatt output around the 130 mark, and very similar Newton meters output about the 400 meter mark. So not a massively powerful engine, of course not. It's 2.4, but it certainly is powerful enough to move this big car along very smoothly and quite economically too. I'm averaging about 10.5, somewhere around there, and that's doing some off-road stuff, highway driving, as well as puttering around the city. So from a looks point of view, we've discussed that. I think the car looks great. From a pricing point of view, here's the problem. You can buy the equivalent 2.8 litre 4x4 automatic gearbox Fortuner for about 50,000 Rand less. That's without any extras, of course, and with this car, of course, with the price you pay, all the extras are included. But I was just having a look at the spec sheet, and even at the 550 mark for the Fortuner, it's very similarly spec to this car. This car just shy of 600,000. So are people going to pay the extra money over Goliath for David? I'm not too sure. You tell me. The point of me doing this is to get you guys to go to a dealership, to a Mitsubishi dealership, and test drive one of these cars. Check them out, and then you tell me whether or not you think it's worth the extra money. For me, if you're putting the car in finance, 50 grand is really not a lot of bucks, and I would buy this car over the Toyota. That's saying a lot, because Toyotas are just phenomenal. We know that. I love the way this car feels inside. As I said, the engine, very smooth, powerful enough. Loads of space, 7-seater, fold-up rear seats. So obviously at this price range for this kind of car, you can imagine the car needs to be spec'd properly, and of course it is. For me, in this category, Mitsubishi Pajero Sport is the winner. I really, really like this car.